in terms of colors, what are some of the biggest mistakes you see? Like, you know, brides think wedding things are colors.
Yes.
What are these mistakes you see couples making?
First of all, let me say that colors are critical when it comes to your wedding. I believe that they can make or break your wedding, but style-wise only. So knowing what colors that you're going to use, knowing how much of the color, how much of each hue you're going to use, and knowing where exactly to place these different colors is very, very crucial. And the all-time mistake that I find brides, I find brides doing when it comes to choosing their color palettes is thinking that they ultimately have to have a color palette. You know, like, for example, watch this. Like, you always find, this is a very common question that brides are asked when everybody knows you're getting married and probably you're in a mix of your friends, whatever. They'll ask you, okay, so what is your theme color? And this question is asked over and over again. But there's that one bride who just doesn't know, she doesn't know. But guess what? It is okay. It is okay not to have a color scheme, yeah? And when that happens, think of 50 shades of white.
50 shades?
50 shades of white.
Not grey.
No, and you can never go wrong with that. You know what you do? Think of white roses, think of creams, think of beige, yeah? Think of green, all right? Then once you incorporate that into your garden reception, garden ceremony, you can never go wrong. It comes out so elegant.
The different shades of white.
The different shades of white, and there are so many. Yeah,
wow.
Think of also a very light pink. All the champagne roses. You incorporate greenery into that.
Different shades of pink.
Oh my God, it's so elegant, and it's at the end of the day, it's effortless. You really didn't have to bog your mind on what colors am I going to use for my wedding. No. Yeah. Another thing that I see another mistake that I see brides making is having to go for colors that are so in, but they're so not you. Okay?
Yeah, this is big.
Yeah. Like, for example, I think the Pantone for probably last year was a lot of pink and maroon, I think. And just because it is in style doesn't mean that you have to go for it. Think of our mothers. They had those, the gowns, they were puffed up. You remember? They had those,
Princess Diana.
Yes.
Kind of.
But it doesn't mean that we have to, just because that is in style. If it's not your style, don't go by it, okay? Always go by what you feel. If at all that color is in style and probably even your wedding vendor or your florist is pushing you to go for it, don't go for it. Stick to, and you know what? You'll end up losing your dream wedding in that mix.
Yes.
Okay? So stick to colors that you ultimately like. Another thing is having to combine a lot of colors at once. Yeah? I think
polychromatic business,
exactly. You end up having a wedding that, you know, people lose you at one point because you don't know where to fit all these colors in. So if at all you're going to go by, you know, having a color palette, probably settle for 2 or 3 maximum. Thereby, even your wedding designer will have an easier time in incorporating them together and knowing what fits where. I've seen another mistake that brides do also, especially when it comes to decorating their tents. Just because you have the color pink and you have the color green, yeah, as your 2 colors, it's okay. But having to think that you have to always put them together to match, thereby you see this colors green, pink, matching. I don't think that's right. Talk to your florist. Know where can we place the green, where can we place the pink, so that they match. Probably those are your best colors, and it is okay, even though they sound to be, you know, not very well put together. But if those are your colors, that's fine. But know where to put each color. That's very vital. And last but not least, ignoring the colors at your venue. Let's take probably a venue like Safari Park, probably they have red curtains on the wall, and you cannot take that. You cannot take them down. And probably the color that you want to bring into your wedding is, let's say, blue. And you have red all around, yeah? And you trying to cover that up is not the right thing. You'll end up, first of all, you end up, increasing on cost, yeah? Trying to cover the entire place up, and it probably won't look good. Probably the curtains are okay the way they are. They look lush and beautiful the way they are. So what you need to do, take a minute to think about your venue, the venue that you'll be having your wedding at. What surrounds? What's the color of the curtains? What's the color of the ceiling? Do they have a carpet? What color is it? And try to work with those colors so that you don't have to spend a lot of money trying to, drape the entire place. And at the end of the day, your wedding will be in sync with the colors that you bring on board.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing, what is coming out really clearly is that, so after the engagement, the next big, and you set a date.
Yes.
The next big thing is choosing your venue.
Choosing your venue is critical.
Because then even the dress, go on.
Pardon?
In terms of go on about choosing the venue, why it's critical?
It is critical because from there you get to even create your cards. You get to start inviting people. You get to know whether you're going to bring in food, or the venue offers the food. So once you set a wedding date, you need to, once you've gotten engaged, you've set a wedding date, start looking for the venue. From there, you will know, what am I going to bring to the venue? Am I going to bring my own furnitures? Am I going to bring my own tents? You see, because probably the venue offers you tents, they offer you tables and chairs, and that's a cost that you can downgrade if you first of all look for your venue.
And your venue will even determine, a lot of brides choose the dress, even before anything else, the venue really would determine the kind of dress.
The kind of dress, I agree. Yeah. I agree, because let's say if you're going to be wedding probably in a muddy place, yeah, you want to be careful about what length your dress is going to be. Do you want to wear high heels? Are you going to wear low shoes? Yeah, so it is in fact very critical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Just, ignoring, I like the point you're saying, ignoring the venue, the colors of the venue.
Yeah. And, there are some venues that have so much to offer. For example, if you'll be having like a garden wedding, there are venues that are already so beautiful without you having to cover them with tents. For example, if you're having a ceremony by a lake, and the lake has, the nature itself, there are flowers, there are trees, there are whatever. At the end of the day, you need very little decoration to that. Yeah? So it's very important to always consider your venue before even deciding on what color palettes that you want to have at the end of the day.
Wow.